Hey everyone, this is my 2D platformer called Minima. It's very simple, it's very minimalistic, and it's time to work on the art. I am not good at making art. No matter how hard I try, I am just really terrible at making things look good. And that's why I use geometric shapes in literally every game that I have ever made. Is it time for me to try something new and improve my skills as a game developer? No, that would be stupid. Why would I do that? So the game looked pretty much like this. It felt very noisy, and even though it fit the minimalist style of the game, I knew I had to change how the backgrounds looked. In my last devlog video, I said this. In Minima, there are going to be different worlds. Each of these worlds is going to have some sort of style, say desert, ice, jungle, space, McDonald's, ocean, or sky. And so the plan was to create artwork to represent different places and environments on Earth, or in other terms, taking every biome from Minecraft and just yoinking it into my game. But before I did any of that, I tried using some shadows on the objects in the game. I posted this screenshot over on the community tab and Twitter, and I got a lot of responses. It was pretty much split evenly between I like shadow and I no like shadow, so you know, that helped me out a lot. Thank you. I found a smooth compromise, which is to have a very, very slight shadow. Not sure if you can even see it, but it is there, I promise, and I think it has a good overall effect. Thank you to all of you awesome people for leaving your thoughts, and talking about awesome people, this is Zed. He's creating a game which is very similar to Minima called Reiterate, and it's being released in January. That's only a month away. He has created a whole bunch of really great videos on the development of his game, all of which I've watched countless times. So if you're looking for a fun game to delve into next month, check out the link in the description to wishlist it on Steam. It's got a charming retro aesthetic, fluid player movement, and one hecking bop of a soundtrack. I bet you, my cat, you will love it. So back to Minima. I first made the desert level. I made a wavy background with 2 different cactus sprites. I made this into 4 by simply flipping its X scale, and also to add a bit more diversity, randomized the size of each one. I put them around the background and it created this really nice feel. Nice. Next, I created this green forest with a bunch of trees, doing pretty much the exact same thing as the desert. I also made an autumn and winter variation with some different types of trees. I also made a jungle, cave, and mountain environment. I tried switching up the colour palettes to keep it interesting, but something still felt off. I made all of these things in Photoshop if you were wondering, which I haven't used too much, but it was definitely good practice. Now, I'm not a very assertive person. If I were in Squid Game and I got shot, I'd go, sorry, and then take 5 minutes to bleed to death because I wasn't sure what to do in that awkward silence. So yeah, I'm not very confident, but because I'm making my own game, I have to be able to make these tough decisions. Even though I really liked these designs, I had to throw them out. These backgrounds were cool, sure, but I didn't feel that they were Minima enough. It's literally in the name. It's about minimalism, it's about simplicity, it's about drive, it's about power. My vision for the game is that someone could just sit down and play it without thinking too hard, and have their brain just leave their head and it wouldn't make a difference. I think it's important to have a vision like this for any project, because it helps direct your focus when you feel panicked, which for me, let's be honest, is most of the time. So I had to take a step back and think about what I was really striving towards with Minima. With Celeste, it's all about adventure and story. With Reiterate, it's about reliving a retro experience. With Undertale, it's about the meme opportunities, and with Minima, well, I want it to be relaxing. So I had to make some more simple backgrounds to fit with the game. I went back into Photoshop and made a gradient. I am just the best graphic designer in the world. Then I used the crystallize effect to break it up a little and add a bit of texture. And then finally I blurred it to smooth out the sharp edges. I gotta say, I'm feeling like Bob Ross here. So the game looks okay, but I feel like it's missing something. I've always admired the subtle particle effects in Alto's Odyssey, and these stars were a big inspiration for what I was about to do. So yoinking that idea and using Unity's particle system, we now have some floating stars in the background, which is looking very cool. Again, I didn't want to go overboard with the amount of elements that I was adding, but I also didn't want the scene to feel empty. And so the last thing I did was make these geometric patterns to go in the background. I think they make the game feel a bit more interesting and a bit more inviting without shoving too much in the player's face. And that's about it. It's definitely been really fun to make all of this artwork, and even though I had to give up a lot of my progress with the other designs, I feel that this new style is much better suited to the game and to my non-existent art abilities. I'd love to know your thoughts on it, and if you have any ideas or questions, just leave them in the comments below. Thank you everyone for watching the video, I really appreciate it, and a massive thank you to my supporters over on Patreon, especially DerpyDino35 and Luat Games. You guys are awesome, make sure to go eat some toast, and I will see you in the next video. See ya!